Hey, it's Polly with Get Busy Thriving, and I wanted to make a video. I've got a question that came in from one of my challengers this month who I think this is something that people often face, and so I thought I would address it in this video. And she says, Jenny's saying that she's made some lifestyle changes. So she's taking gluten out of her diet, no alcohol, doing a structured eating plan. And she says the biggest thing is saying no to my friends who like to drink and eat, some of the old things that maybe she was eating beforehand. And she says, I guess I'm so scared that my relationships are going to be affected from this. And it scares me that I can be talked into having that drink or eating crap that is always around. So there's different things that I want to say about this. I've got some notes here. And one of the things that I'm reminded of is a quote that I love. And Jenny, I hear you, my dear. When I went vegetarian and vegan, I was like, is anybody going to want to hang out with me? Or, what's it going to be like? And stuff like that. And I can tell you in terms of the friend thing, friends that are your friends and love you and support you and are up to what you're up to, like as you up level, what I take it you're doing here is like you're making better food choices, you're making better health choices for yourself. Is you're being a stand for what's your standard. You're saying this is my new standard, people. And when you take a stand, there's an old quote, and I may butcher it here, but it's like when you take a stand, you allow other people to decide what they're a stand for. So you being in a circle of people and saying, hey, this is my new standard. This is what I'm willing to eat, drink, or not drink. Whether it's temporary, I don't know if this is just a thing that you're doing during the challenge or like this is the lifestyle that you want to have forever. You making that stand gives those people around you an opportunity to see what they stand for. Some of them will up level with you. I have seen that with some of my friends. They make new choices and they up level with you. Some don't. Some are, uncomfortable with it. But the people who love and support you and authentically care about you being happy, they'll be like, go girl, like yeah. And they won't say things that would make you feel less than or disempowered. And no matter what, if you feel like you're going to be tempted to these things, the only thing I would recommend to you is that you check in with yourself. Because if you have trouble, there's willpower and there's discipline and things like that. And I'll talk about that maybe in a minute. But you got to decide, have you made this decision? Like for me, when I decided vegetarian, there was no going back. There was no temptation around. There was no, I might just eat a little bit of hamburger here and there. It was like, no, it was off the menu. It was not a part of who I was being. When I stopped my compulsive overeating and binging and purging, it was like, no, it's like I wouldn't kill people. Like I'm not a murderer. Like it's just not an option for me anymore. So if you're feeling that temptation, I would ask you to look at where's the resolve within you and are you clear about who you're being? And are these choices, like, do you have a strong enough why? Like why I gave up eating animal products for me was a very, heartfelt, pivotal moment in like how I cared about animals. And so it made it easier for me. Like when your why is really strong, your stand and your new standards, they're not as hard to maintain. So check in with yourself, okay? And then, just some other things that could just make it easier, let's say, because there is a period where you're going through transition. And so, I'm a big fan of environment. So the people that we hang around with, the things that are in our environment, so these people that are in your life that may make it harder for you to check in with your resolve and know that you've got this decision down. You can tell them, if this is a temporary thing, just be like, you know what, guys, I don't want to hang out with you for a little bit. I'm making some healthy choices. I'm doing some things differently. But if this is like your new lifestyle, they definitely need to know this. Like you need to say to them, guys, I'm making some new lifestyle choices and it looks like this and this and this. Are you on board with that? Like this is just how it's going for me now. And when I would hope that if they're your friends, they're not giving you like encouragement or nudges in the wrong direction. If so, just be straight up with that. Like straight up, like, oh, that's not helping me. And that's you being a stand for your own new standards. So I would say that people that love and care and support you, you wouldn't have to step to that extreme. Like they wouldn't put those things out. They might do it like a little bit jokingly, but you just got to be a stand. You just got to like hold your ground, be like, that's not helping me. Or be like, hey, thanks, I appreciate that. But, these first few weeks. It's going to be harder for me. Can you not say things like that? Because I'm working on it already. Can you help work with me here? And I would definitely check in with yourself around your story. There's some things laced in here. I'm so scared that my relationships are going to be affected. So the story you're telling yourself is my relationships could be affected by this. That's a very disempowering, very fear-based story. And scares me that I'll be talked into doing things. So you got to create new stories around this, right? So, maybe the story you can tell yourself is, hey, if they challenge me on this will be an awesome way for me to practice, practice my resolve. I bring it on. You know what? I can do this, right? Or I can enjoy myself, and being around these people is a great way for me to practice my choosing the new lifestyle that I have. So tell a new story, be a stand, enroll them in what you're up to, or you may, your relationships possibly could be affected by this, but tell a good story about that. Like, wow, they might start seeing in me something that they could up-level in their own food choices and standards. And how beautiful would that be if I could inspire other people by the decisions that I make? Tell a story that empowers you, okay? I hope that's helpful, and thanks for the question, Jenny. I appreciate it.